Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and it's been a while since I did a solo design video, so today I'm playing Guilty Gear, the 1v1 fighting game that uses the same system as Exceed. This is basically Exceed Season 7, but they called it Guilty Gear. And disclaimer that they sent me a review copy of the set for me to try to do solo mode for, and it took me many months to finally get to it, but here we go. I made all 20 characters work to some extent, and we're going to show you a few of them. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So yeah, Guilty Gear, like I said, is basically Season 7 of Exceed, and it's probably the best set they've ever made. I'll just go on a limb and say that. It has 20 characters. It has the nicest mat I've seen out of the set. The characters are very different and distinct, but they're also a little bit more straightforward to play, so if you are new to the system, there's a great jumping in point. Well, I should say it's a great jumping in point if you don't mind buying a giant box, because I don't think they sold this one as smaller boxes. Like the other sets, they would have boxes with 4 characters, so you can kind of dip your toes into the system. You kind of got to know you're ready and you like this Exceed game before you jump in and buy the entire thing here, because it's quite a bit more. But yeah, I made all 20 characters work in one way or another. If you haven't seen my Exceed solo mode before, the rules are pretty much the same as when I did a Season 6 video a year or more ago. But I have new cards for each of the AI characters. I'm going to have Mei versus Soul Bad Guy. These are pretty similar characters. They're both bruisers who can boost their power really well. So Soul is going to be the AI. I'm going to control Mei. And to show you their powers, Soul Bad Guy says, when you strike, if you canceled this turn, +1 power. And once he's exceeded, first of all, he gets to strike for free. And if he canceled, he gets +2 power. I'll explain what canceling is in a second, because that is the key new mechanic in the Guilty Gear set. Okay, and then Mei, like I said, very similar. When you initiate a strike, you may spend 1 force, and if you do, +1 power. When she exceeds, she draws 2 and strikes, and when she initiates a strike, she can spend 1 force and get +2 power. So again, very similar characters. Although, of course, their card decks are going to be different. So how does canceling work? It's probably my favorite new mechanic in the series. Like, they always introduce a new mechanic in each season. So how it works is a ton of the boosts in the game will have this little icon down here that has sort of like a clock and a 1 next to it. And what that means is if, as an action, you play one of these for its boost effect, you can spend 1 gauge to cancel. And what that means is you finish resolving the boost, and then you take another action. And for players, sometimes they'll cancel 2 or 3 times in a row, and then do a big special attack that's guaranteed to hit. But for the AI, they're going to sometimes cancel and then strike. Basically, they'll only cancel when they could strike. I'll show how that works when it comes up. But besides that, this is pretty much the same as other Exceed games. I'll explain things in some detail as we play, but this is like the 8th or 10th video I've done for Exceed, so those of you who've been on the channel for a while, you probably know most of the rules for this one. All right, so they have these coins in the set that say Heaven and Hell. I'm going to call Heaven, and it is Heaven. So I'll go ahead and go first. So the AI gets 6 cards to start, and you do have to track how many cards the AI has. So I'll just kind of put that over here for now. And I get 5 cards to start, and I can mulligan. Having a cross to run away from him seems pretty good. A grasp for a quick strike, a long-range strike, another long-range strike. And Mr. Dolphin is always pretty fun, although it's a bit slow. So actually, I'm pretty happy with all 5 of these, so I'll just keep these. So on your turn in Exceed, you can move forward or backward. You can play a card for its boost. You can strike, which means attacking with a card. And some other actions, a main one being to draw 2 cards and just do nothing else. But here, let's see, I had 2 cards that are long range enough. This one does a little bit less damage and is slower, but has armor, has guard, will let me draw an extra card. Yeah, I like this. So I'm going to go ahead and play Arisugawa Sparkle as a strike. And do I want to discard a force to get +1 power here? I'll say no right now. 3 power and 4 power, not too much difference in terms of stunning people and such. Okay, so how the AI responds in strikes, this is the same as it's been if you've seen my solo videos before. They roll a d6. It is not part of the regular game. There's no dice in Exceed normally. And if they get whatever value you've set for reading, at standard difficulty, it's a 1 to 2, but you can raise it up if you want the game to be harder. I'm just playing standard here. So on a 1 to 2, they'll read my strike and respond to me in a really intelligent way. If they get a 3 to 6, they just take the first card. They flip 1 card at a time. They take the first card that could reach me. That one they can't pay for. That costs 3 gauge. They get gauge as they hit the other character. That one's 1 to 2 range, and they move 1 towards me, still not in range the way they're thinking. That's 1 to 3 range. That's 1 to 3 range. That's 1 to 2 range. And that's 1 to 3 range. So in this case, they're going to discard all the cards I've seen and just get a new hand of 6 because they didn't like any of those. Then they're going to do what's called a wild swing and just flip the top card of their deck. which is Fafnir. It looks like they might... No, they're not going to hit me. Okay, so we each have 4 speed. The person who initiated the strike wins in case of a speed tie. So I check if they're within my range, which is 2 to 4. I hit them for this much damage, which is 3. If they had guard and or armor they would subtract from the damage. Guard they wouldn't subtract, but if the guard equaled or exceeded the remaining damage after armor, then they would not be stunned and they'd still get to resolve their card. Since I did damage and they have no guard or armor, they are stunned and they don't even get to do any of their stuff. But yeah, so I did 3 damage to him. And then it says, after my strike, I get to close 1 towards him and then draw a replacement card. And as I said, when you hit somebody, the card goes to the gauge, which can be spent to cancel. And also, if I get 3 gauge, I can exceed and get a much bigger power bonus. So we'll see if I want to do that. All right, solid first turn for me. Now the AI is going to roll a die for their action. And they're paying attention to how many cards they have in hand, which in this case is 6. And they got a 3. So when they are at 1 to 3 range, 1, 2, 3, not counting themselves, they prefer to strike if they roll equal to or less than their hand. If they're at 4 or more range, they prefer to move towards you. So here they're going to strike. And yeah, they can't cancel, they don't have any gauge or anything, so I just got to figure out how I'm going to respond. I could do this other longer range one. The cross wouldn't hit them, the grass wouldn't hit them. Mr. Dolphin, yeah, it's one of these two with the Dolphin. This one would do a little more damage because it says I close 2, but if I close fewer than 2 spaces... No, never mind. I wouldn't close fewer than 2 spaces. So let's do this one, the slightly faster one. All right, again, we roll to see if they read me with a 1 or a 2. Nope. So they're again just looking for the first card that has me in range, which is a Dust. And crud, this is actually going to work out pretty well for them because they have 3 speed and I have 5. I close right next to them. I hit them for 4 damage, but they have 4 guards, so they're not stunned. But they're down to 23 life, and then I push them 2. I get advantage, which means I'll take the next turn. But since they weren't stunned, their attack still goes off. I'm within 2 to 3 range. They hit me for 5 damage, which also means they've got a gauge now to cancel and use Soul Bad Guy's powers and such. All right, but I got the next turn, and I could do Mr. Dolphin. I could also try to play a boost and cancel, but I kind of want to flip to my exceeded side and get a bunch of bonus attack strength. For this turn, I'm actually going to prepare and just draw 2 cards to give myself better options. Max hand size at the end of your turn is 7. Okay, cool. That gives me some better things to play with. All right, so now the AI has 5 cards, and they rolled a 1. So this is important. They are in striking range. But if they have at least 3 cards in their hand, because they want to have enough cards to really benefit from the cancel, they're going to consider canceling if they have any amount of gauge. And for most fighters, it will be if the number they rolled for their activation is equal to or less than the number of cards in their gauge, so they're more likely to cancel as they build up. But because Soul Bad Guy gets bonus power from canceling, he's going to cancel if the number rolled is equal to the gauge or 1 greater or less than the gauge. So here he would have canceled on a 2 or a 1, but either way he rolled a 1. So for a real cancel, I would have to be, playing a boost from my hand and then spending gauge. The AI always boosts from the top of their deck because their boosts are just kind of dumber. And I just look for the first cancelable card that I can. So this one says advance or retreat up to 2. AI prefers to be closer to the center, and there's other movement priorities, but for now he's going to go there. And then he is canceling with his 1 gauge, which means he'll have +1 power to his strike this turn, but I still pick my strike first. In an actual game, when the other player strikes, they pick their card first, but you always pick first here. I guess the Grasp, right? The super fast one, now that he's in my face, to just try to throw him away. Well, let's see if he can read me. Yep, okay, so how reading works differently. Again, if you haven't seen my videos, this has not changed from the previous ones. I'm going to flip cards one at a time. But now, instead of the AI just paying attention to whether their attack would theoretically have me in range, now it's like they know the exact card I played, and they're only going to pick a card that would allow them to do more damage to me than I'm doing to them. So let's see. Gunflame is not fast enough. I would hit them at 7 speed and stun them, so that's not going to be good for them. Night Raid Vortex. I would do 3 damage to them, which would not stun them. And then I could push or pull them 1 or 2, but they would close 3, so they would get next to me anyway. They'd hit me for 5 with their 1 power bonus, and they would be drawing 1 card. Yeah, so they're going to pick this one. Any cards they didn't pick get discarded, and they get a new, fresh card that has not been seen added to their hand. So they're Night Raid Vortexing me. So I hit him for 3 damage. He's down to 20, but he hits me for 5, so I'm going to be down to 20 as well. Now, I technically throw him, and then he closes, but I would just thrown him here, so he'll just close right in. And because he closed fewer than 3 spaces, he draws 1. All right, so that was not the worst. I mean, he'd hit me harder, but not to in a crazy extent. But yeah, now let's just wail on him. I am going to exceed, buddy. So I've got 3 gauge. I will spend it as my turn. And I get to draw 2 and strike. And when I initiate a strike, I can spend 1 force to get +2 power. Force is generated by discarding any cards from your hand or gauge. If they're an ultra card, which are the ones that have the gauge cost in the upper left hand, they're worth 2 force if you need it. Yes, I'm drawing 2. And I think Sweep is a nice, consistent card. Look, it has 1 to 3 range, even if someone moves away. Hits for 6. It's slow, but it has a lot of guard. And I'm going to discard something to get the +2 power. Let's discard the dive. So I'm hitting him potentially for 8 here. Hopefully he doesn't read me, although even if he did, I don't know if he'd be able to do much in this situation, but he didn't. So he just wants something in range 1 to 2. Yep. So let's see what happened. Volcanic Viper. He does have higher speed than me, so he's hitting me for 3. If he initiated the attack, +2 power, no. Okay, so he has +2 armor. So he's hitting me for 3. That's the only thing that happens to me. And then I hit him for 6, +2, 8. And he has to discard a random card. So we'll take the top card of his deck. Although his 2 armor that he got from the card prevents 2 of it. But still, he's down to 14. In the lead again. That was a nice turn. All right, now is he going to respond with his 3 cards? Oh, he's striking, and he's canceling again. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to say, the AI only cancels if they have at least 3 cards in hand, because canceling isn't too valuable if you don't have good strikes to follow up with it. And the big one is, I forgot to say, they get -1 to the read roll, so they're more likely, in this case, on a 3 or less instead of on a 2 or less, to use the cancel to punish you. So either way, he's going to cancel, so we'll flip until he gets the first cancelable strike, which is, again, advance or retreat up to 2. He'd prefer to be in the center. Again, then he's spending the 1 gauge, and he's got +1 strength. And yeah, I got to remember that he's going to read me on a 3 or less instead of a 2 or less. So I want something that's not too easy to mess with. What if I do this cross? Look, 6 speed, and then I'll run away. It is unlikely he has anything in his 3 cards, even if he reads me, to deal with that in a really powerful way. And I want to get my plus... Let's use Overhead Kiss. I'm going to try to get my +2 power as well. So that's... Oh, wait, no. I didn't initiate the strike. Never mind. I can't do that, but I will still cross him. All right, so he's going to read me on a 1 to 3. Okay, so he did. But, I mean, again, what does he have? Oh, his own cross? You jerk. I mean, he didn't even need the read. That would have been the first thing he flipped regardless. So his cross ties with mine, but he initiated, so mine never goes off. And he hits me for 4 damage because he canceled. So I'm down to 13, so he's ahead again, and he retreats 3 from the effect on the cross card. But I actually have more range attacks than he does, so that's not the worst thing in the world. In fact, hey, let's just rush him down, right? Look, this will let me close 3 with 5 speed. I can use my power, and then I gain advantage, which means I take the next turn, and then I can use my power again. So yeah, let's just crush him. So I'm going to discard the Overhead Kiss to get the +2 power. I could cancel, but honestly, I think I'm fine. Yeah, he's only got 2 cards now. What the heck is he going to do? Apparently, he's going to read me. I mean, again, it's only 2 cards. But yeah, I've got 5 speed. He's at 4 range. Okay, focus. I would charge into him, and he would block 2 of the damage, and he'd hit me back for 4. I hate you, dude. Oh, no, that's right. I'm using my power, so I have +2 power. So I'd actually hit him for an equal amount, 4. When the AI has a read strike, they don't count equaling as enough to win the strike. So he's actually going to flip his second card, which would be a slash, and he would lose the speed tie. So no, he's not going to do the slash. He will still do the focus. And he gets a replacement card in his hand. So yeah, this works out pretty well for him. I close in. I do 6 damage with my bonus, -2 for his armor, so I do 4. He's down to 11, and I do not push him. The card said push 2 and then gain advantage, but focus says you can't be pushed or pulled. Then he hits me back for 4, and he gets to draw a free card from focus. But I do still get advantage. He's good enough. Like, should I just go for like a big hit? I should probably draw and kind of prep for his response, because he's probably going to draw 2 with only 2 cards. Let's see. Yep. So when they roll over their hand size, they first play a free boost from the top of the deck. This one is name a card. The opponent must discard a copy of that card or reveal a hand with none. For the AI, that is automatically makes me discard a random card from my hand. Annoying. And then they also get to draw 2. They have a more powerful kind of drawing option with that, a boost and draw 2. Players can't do that. But he did give me the initiative, baby, which is maybe good. I mean, I wanted to play this Gatling one that would let me draw cards and gain advantage if I hit him, but that's not a cancelable. God, that's hard to say. I could play this for +1 speed, but neither of these cards are fast anyway, so who cares? Charge doesn't really help me at all. I'm going to draw again. These cards are not great because they're kind of like in that middle ground of like not too fast, but not too high guard. And there's a ton of ultras that I can't use. Great. Now let's see what he does with 4. And, oh, he's boosting and drawing again. Okay, so he's going to advance 3. 1, 2, 3. And he's not going to cancel that because that was not a strike result. And then he's drawn back up to 5 cards. All right, interesting. He's increased the range. What do I want to do? Mr. Dolphin would get me in range to hit. Yeah, I wish I had more gauge here. What about this? This is pretty dang good. Look, I'm going to play this for its boost. Disaster of Passion. I can't cancel it, so I'll still give him the initiative. But I get +1 power, +1 speed, and I get to draw a card. And on any turn when you don't draw a card, when you don't strike, you get to draw a card as well. So I'm drawing 1 from the boost. And another card. I don't have 3 gauge, y'all. But still, I'm pretty fast. You know, if he tries to attack me right now, he might regret it. But he has 6. So he is going to strike, but he's not going to cancel because even though he has 3+ cards, even with his higher likelihood of canceling, instead of needing a 2 or 1, he would need a 3, 2, or 1. It doesn't fly here. All right, so what am I going to do? I got +1 power and +1 speed. I could just dive right past him and smash him. Because how dive works is you advance 3. In this case, it'd be at speed 5. And if you go past the opponent, they can't hit you with their attack. Yeah, that's got to be my best option. Let's go for it. All right, so that's a dive with the power and speed boost. Okay, I hope he doesn't read me. If he does, it'll probably be a sad... Gosh, darn it. All right, so he just has to go faster than 5 speed, basically. So his own dive, my bonus speed would invalidate that. Night Raid Vortex... No, he couldn't even hit me because I would have already dove past him. Block. He could block all the damage. You can basically pay to block extra damage. So that's a good fallback if nothing else works. Wild Throw is only range 1. This is going well. He can't afford that. And a Cross. I would get him out of my range without having to pay anything. Yeah, so I think between the block and the cross, he'd prefer the cross. He's just going to go like that, and I'd be like, hey, where'd you go? And waste my nice boost and all of that. And he's drawing a whole new hand, because clearly I saw it all. Oh, now he struck there, so it's actually my turn. So let's use Mr. Dolphin now. I'm worried about the speed, but I mean, look, if it says close 2, if you close fewer than 2 spaces, +2 power. If I also use my power, that would make it an 8 damage attack. I could get +1 speed again. But whatever. I mean, if I let him take the turn instead of me, I'm just going to go for it. Let's do it. And I'm going to discard one of these ultras I can't pay for to get +2 power. Oh, wait. I'm not closing less than 2. I need to close 2. Oh, well, whatever. It's fine. We'll just see how it goes. Let's see if he reads me. And he doesn't. Okay, good. So, Tyrant Rave he can actually pay for, but I'm not in range, at least as far as he knows, so he won't do it. Grasp, I'm not in range. Another one, okay. Dive. Oh, good, but I win the speed. Thank God I initiated the attack, because he would have dove past me. Okay, so he tries a dive, but it is canceled. And he had to shuffle his deck. All right, and then I just smashify him for 6, not the full 8, I thought, but he is down to 5, baby. Oh, now I can pay for my big cards. All right, he's got 4 cards. What you gonna do, Soul? You know you're feeling the pressure now. He's striking, apparently, but not with a cancel. Okay, so if the opponent initiated +3 speed? Oh, you're dead, dude. You are so dead. I don't even care if he reads here. There's nothing he can do about it. Okay, well, I mean, I think there's nothing he can do about it. I mean, right? I have 8 speed. Well, only 4 damage, though, huh? Yeah, the only 4 damage part I wasn't really thinking about. You can't pay for that. Grasp isn't fast enough. Focus. Yeah. Gosh darn it. 4 damage is not very much. And I wasn't using my power because he initiated the strike. All right, yeah, he's going to focus. Crud. But he has way less life, so I think this might actually still be good for me. Okay, so I attack him super fast for 2 damage after his armor. He hits me for 4, so I'm at 5. I mean, unfortunately, we're both in very easily... Oh, I had to pay all that gauge. Sorry. We're both very easily going to potentially die here. All right, he gets to draw 1. Now, he has enough gauge that he might want to exceed, although that wouldn't really help him much here right at the end. What am I going to do? God, these are terrible cards. I don't want to be slow. He'll kill me by the time I do anything. I'm going to draw. All right, those are not much better. Those are all slow cards. Now, let's see what he does. If he rolls a odd result, he's going to exceed. He did. So he spends all his gauge. He flips over and it says, when you exceed, strike. But he didn't cancel, so he's not going to get his full power. Okay. Yeah, so look, all of these are slow as heck with really high guard, but if I'm dead, that doesn't matter. I'm going to wild swing. I hate that I'm doing this. It really opens it up to him just to punish me. Well, I guess we can see what I have. Oh, Mr. Dolphin. Hey, it's 4 speed and certainly enough power to murder him. Let's see if he reads me. He doesn't. He doesn't. This could be good. Please don't be fast. Oh, shoot. You know what? The AI always counts dives as during a not read strike, a guest strike, whatever I called that. They always count it as like a valid card just because they can like dive past you. So, yep, he just dove past me. And then I do close 2, but since he dove past me, I can't hit him. So we both just kind of waste our cards. I guess that wasn't too bad. And he doesn't have any gauge to cancel and get his huge bonus to power. But I'm still really scared to attack him with slow speed. I can boost with sweep to get +1 speed, armor, power, and guard. I think I got to draw first, though. Oh, blocks. I love blocks. I'll take blocks for days in the situation I'm in right now. Okay, AI. He's boosting him and drawing. Advance or retreat up to 2. So I think he cannot move at all because he doesn't want to. He likes to be in the center when possible. That's just kind of like the AI's preference. All right. I think I should play some boost because I got the blocks. Let's get sweep as a boost. I'm not going to cancel because I still don't have any like cards that I trust to win this for me. So I'm just going to draw a card. Ooh, cross is fast. I like that. With the sweep boost, that'll be a 7 speed. And it's still enough to kill him if he doesn't have armor, which he probably won't. Okay, he's got 5 cards. He's not, he's really not attacking. Close 1. If you close fewer than 1 space, +2 power. So even more reason for me not to be near him. And then he's up to 7 cards. But I think I'm not going to give him the chance. Let's cross. Should I cancel into something? Yeah, the only cancelable one gives me + power. I don't think I need that. So let's just do the cross as my strike. And let's discard one of these 2 blocks to get + power in case he does something magical to defend. All right, is he going to read me? I bet he isn't. He freaking did. Okay, that seems like he would just die, so no. His own cross. No, because I initiated. So, yeah, so that won't help. Dive won't help. Ooh, this might be it. He won't survive with that. He won't survive with that. Yeah, I mean, there's very few options with how little life he has. And, yeah, none of those will let him survive. So that means he's down to a wild swing. Block you. Oh, I hate when the AI just randomly. I mean, that happens in the real game. You just luck into things. So what was I doing? I was doing 3 + 1, 4 + 2 for my power, 6. So he needs to spend 1 for each 1 force he spends. He gets 2 more armor on top of the starting 2. Oh, so the first card he discarded happened to be an Ultra, which is worth 2 force. So that's 6 armor. I take 0, or sorry, yeah, he takes 0 damage. I still run away, though. That might be good. And I still count as having hit him, so I get that to gauge. All right. He can cancel. And then he get +2 power. I mean, he's really far away is the thing. Yeah, and he likes to be at range, so he's actually going to move or advance up to 5 spaces, the number he rolled. So here he'll advance 3, and he pays the number of cards he rolled, rounded down. For humans, paying is different. Oh, this is gone. But for AI, that's how it works. So he's right in my face. I'm trapped in a corner. I don't have anything fast. I hate everything. I hate that he blocked my stupid super grasp attack or cross, whatever it was. I'm going to draw. Okay. Focus might have enough armor that he wouldn't kill me, so I like that. All right, so what's he going to do now? Oh, okay, so he's going to cancel. And what's he got? Oh, that one can't be canceled, so he's going to draw again. +1 power and draw 2 if he hits. Well, that's really not the worst thing that he could have done. What really worries me is the bonus to his reading, though. So yeah, he's got +3 power. So anything will kill me. I think I got a block. Yeah, that seems like by far the safest option because he's doing a lot of damage potentially here. All right, so he does read. Didn't even need the bonus. All right, so sweep. He knows I have enough to pay to make it to 0 damage, so he's going to keep flipping for like something crazy that ignores armor or whatever. No. So yeah, sweep is the best of the ones that he flipped because he's doing 6, 8, 9 damage. Oh, and he draws 2 more cards. And I have to discard a card before I can pay extra to block more. So 9, I'm blocking 2 to start. Let's use my Ultra to block 4 more. So there's 3 coming through. And then, let's use this other Ultra from my gauge. I don't need it to block all the rest. So I still have some card options. All right, that was fun. You know what? I'm going to focus. I think with the 2 armor, he won't be able to kill me. and I should kill him if he doesn't do anything like special here. So let's just try to finish this off. He read me. Gosh darn it. He's got a cross, which would get him out of my range. So that already wins. Although he's only doing 1 damage, so it's not that great. But he's going to stop looking. So he goes here, and I get plinked for 1, but I still get to draw a card. Okay, this is getting drawn out. He got a 5. Which means he will strike even though he's not in his preferred striking range. Can he do much here? I got this one, so let's do that. It's got 2 armor and all the range I need. So yeah, I don't think this is going to go well for him. And he's just doing a basic thing, although, yeah, again, I don't even know if he has any range 4 attacks. Yeah, he didn't have any there. So he's going to wild swing. This doesn't seem like it's going to end well. Nope, I am faster. And I hit him for 3, and that's enough. Yay! I mean, that was kind of a whimper at the end after he hung on so well and got me right to death's door. But that was also on an easier difficulty setting, so I'm not begrudging anything. So there you go. That's a little taste of my Guilty Gear rules. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you at the next stop.